Grace was born when the pesticides were first coming onto the reservation. Grace is Gila River Alliance for a Clean Environment. So the pesticide sprayers came up and they took up land out in a place called West End, just west of here, maybe about 35 miles west of here. And this was all before my grandfather was aware of what was going on. My grandfather, Joseph Thomas, he was the one that was the sole owner of this land that became a pesticide airstrip. He started planting and he noticed that the water was beading off the soil, wasn't taking to the plant. So he kept telling him, something's wrong with my land over here. They say, yeah, Joe, we'll be out there. We'll send somebody out there. Nobody never showed up. So he went to the BIA office. Same thing happened. We'll send somebody out there. Somebody anonymously called a local news station, and they were out there doing an interview with my grandfather. Less than a week, maybe 4 days, the US EPA was out there. And they were out there in their spacesuits. Everybody always talks about how, yeah, the kids were out there playing in that dirt. You know, we were the kids. And there's these guys walking around in spacesuits. Those are Tyvek suits. And their boots and their helmets and whatnot. They found the contaminants. They were out there with metal detectors. They found the barrels. But the majority was under where we lived.
Sorry about this. You look like you found a little bit of shit.
My grandmother, very traditional, she's already told us before we moved over there that there's a tradition that women gather in the corner of the home, adobe home, and they'll eat from the house. And that's to bind yourself with the earth, to bring yourself back to the earth if you've gone away from it, to remember where you came from, and just, you know, to embrace the earth and you're one. So we did that, not knowing that this is dangerous. Okay, we're gonna go slowly through this area. It's the speed limit 15 anyway. And we're not gonna make any stops on this road in particular.
Our Battle of Rama was very unique and very interesting. And the main reason that we were able, one of the reasons we were able to shut down Rama was that they were intending to expand their facility and they had to file a permit. What we found out is that they were been operating for almost 3 decades on our reservation without a proper permit, on an interim permit.
Now, if they were operating outside of the reservation in any county or any city, they'd be shut down like that. But because they're on the reservation, it's allowable. It's allowable by EPA.
We had 3 major breaks, which were pretty good, that really helped us along. The first one was that in December, when EPA was coming down for a public hearing, they had a mishap, as they called it, at Rama, and the business next door, which was a lumber products company, was complaining because they did the wrong mixture when they were trying to do the chemicals. And it created this horrific odor that nobody could stand, so they had all these complaints.
Like a fish odor smell, and some of the lumber products employees ended up going to the emergency room.
So
nausea and headache.
there's literally a wooden chain link fence between the two companies. And they were right on the border, and they were like, how is this going to affect us? Their owners and their manager and their plant were like, are we poisoning our workers? They were very concerned, if they had a chemical spill and fugitive chemicals got in the air, because they were noticing that, they get spots on their cars and stuff like that, and it was affecting and they were wondering what was going on. The next major break that we got was kind of ironic, to say the least. Lumber Products called Tribal DEQ and asked DEQ if they should be worried because they saw Rama employees running down the street.
Away from the
facility. And if it was in their best
and if
interest,
they should be running,
they should be running with them. And they should be running with them. After further research, I found out that they had 25 pages of chemicals and material that they were accepting at this Rama facility. When I copied it off, they had 295 different chemicals and materials that they were bringing in. They had 7 forms of cyanide, 5 forms of chloroform. I mean, stuff that stuff that you couldn't even imagine. 37 of the stuff were both flammable, with contact with water. There was all these different chemicals that fugitive chemicals. I mean, there was just, the information was staggering.
we're gonna go to the stereo site.